US because of the job. Roger's company that he had been with for 17 years folded, went out of business. He found another job very quickly, working for another company, making 40% of what he made before, and he would be gone for 20 to 23 days in a row every month. And we had 2 little kids, and I was working 2 jobs and just trying to keep it all together. And so we thought, this isn't really working.
We had a really stable life in Houston, maybe too stable. I think we just really wanted to shake it up a little bit. And that was the real reason. We justified it because it sounded like it would be such a good financial choice. Of course, that doesn't necessarily always pay out the way you think it will because real life goes on. But that's how we justified really itchy feet.
Purely for the money. We wanted to set ourselves up, have a better life for our little family. And also my husband works in construction, and there's nothing like that anywhere else in the world other than the Middle East. Partners before him had no interest in living in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, and I was about 6 or 7 months pregnant, and I thought, why not? Let's do it. And we did.
I think what I lost is that sense of normalcy and that sense of ease. Life in the States isn't easy. Our life wasn't easy, but things were accessible, and you could figure it out a little bit easier. It didn't seem so hopeless sometimes. So we wanted to make some keys for our neighbors, and it took us a couple of days to find the little key shop that somebody told us was near the mosque, around the corner. It's not far. And it was a process. Well, you don't typically accomplish something the first time you go.
I didn't have any idea what I'd be giving up. There are all the obvious things that people give up, the stability. Ironically, the very thing I ran away from is what I miss at some point. But at the end of the day, what I really gave up was the ability to make any long-term plans. But there are times that I wonder if I'll ever be able to make a long-term plan and get all the way to it. One day is so different from the next, and the decision-making points change hourly.
I lost myself. I lost my sense of who I am because we moved to the Middle East with an 8-week-old baby, and it was all about my husband, and it was all about her, and no one asked me what I did before our time in Abu Dhabi or Doha. It was, what does your husband do? Where do you live? What baby groups are you going to? Are you going to put her into nursery? There was nothing, what did you do before you became an expat? And I had a really amazing life before I became an expat. So I felt like I lost me, and that I didn't have the confidence to actually speak up and say, well, hang on a sec, I'm not just Matt's wife, I'm not just Sadie's mum, I'm Sarah, and I was a director in an advertising agency, and I had a really good job that I loved, and I was happy to give it all up, and it's what I wanted to do. But that was still me, and I felt like that had all been lost the minute we stepped off the plane in Abu Dhabi.
I appreciate walking into a grocery store and having all the products that I need right there available. I don't feel like I have to hoard cans of black beans when I find them. I no longer take things for granted. I think that's really what I've benefited from, is when I go back, I do notice, I appreciate, and I don't take it for granted anymore.
I always thought that I would wait until everything settled down, and then I was going to make plans and figure out what came next. And what I realized once I was through with the adventure part and into the this is my life part is that really the only thing that makes sense is to make your plans against a backdrop where you're expecting chaos.
I've definitely gained more confidence in myself, and I joined a book club where all the other women, some are single, some are married, but none of them have children. And when I go to book club, we talk about the book for maybe 5-10 minutes, and the rest of the time is about us. And I get to be me, and I get to be Sarah. And from there, I got the confidence to start my blog and go into business, and I'm me again, while also being the mum and the wife, which I love, but I also love being me, and I got that back.